All right, let's get into it. You know this can. I mean, we all do, right? That iconic red and white. But it's so much more than just soup. It's really a symbol of comfort, of reliability, and for a whole lot of us, it's that quiet guarantee that there's always something in the pantry. Just think about it for a second. It's the perfect partner for a grilled cheese on a snow day. It's that dinner you can count on at the end of the month when the budget is getting pretty thin. For 155 years, Campbell's has built its entire brand, its whole identity, on this one super powerful promise: constancy. It's just there when you need it. And then that promise, that trust, was just completely shattered by this recording. A vice president at the company, in his own words, revealing this deep, really shocking contempt for the very product and for the very people that built the Campbell's empire. This wasn't just some slip of the tongue. No way. This was like a window opening up into a profound betrayal. So you see, this isn't just another PR crisis or some HR issue to be managed. This is a fundamental break, a break in a 155-year-old trust. It cuts right to the very heart of what this brand has always promised to be for the American people. And let's just look at how deep this trust really runs. I mean, during the Great Depression, Campbell's wasn't some luxury item. It was a lifeline, offering its brand new iconic soups for just a dime. Then during World War II, it basically became part of the national infrastructure. And today, it's a staple in 60 million homes. This history, it makes those 2024 comments feel less like an insult and way more like a historical betrayal. Yeah, this wasn't just a soup can back then. It was a field ration. Campbell's literally fed soldiers in the trenches, making that red and white label a symbol of national resilience. And it followed those soldiers from the front lines right back into their kitchens at home, becoming completely woven into the fabric of American life. So, given all that deep history, what's the real problem here? Well, it runs a lot deeper than just one executive's terrible behavior. The source material we're digging into today, it diagnoses this as a sovereignty crisis. And it's rooted in a deep, almost institutional shame about the very people the company is supposed to serve. Now, to really get what a sovereignty crisis is, you first have to see Campbell's for what it has become: a cultural nation. This is what happens when a brand stops being just a product you buy and becomes part of the national story. You've got 150 million customers, rituals like the Thanksgiving green bean casserole, you know the one, and symbols immortalized by Andy Warhol. Campbell's isn't just in our pantries, it's in America's collective memory. And think about how that trust is built. It's fascinating. A luxury brand like Hermes, they create desire through scarcity. The waiting list is the experience. But Campbell's, they built their entire empire on the complete opposite principle: absolute constancy. It doesn't ask you to aspire to it, it just asks you to depend on it. This quote, this gets right to the core of the psychological diagnosis here. There's this concept called internalized class shame, and it suggests that feeling contempt for people with less money can actually be a defense mechanism. So if you look at it that way, the executive's alleged disgust, it wasn't just some random outburst. It was a symptom of a culture that might have become deeply, deeply ashamed of its core mission. And that's really the heart of the whole issue. The company's entire mission is to provide affordable, reliable food. These comments suggest that, at least for some people inside the company, that mission had become a source of shame instead of a source of pride. But you know what? It doesn't have to be this way at all. Let's look at some other massive brands that serve millions of people, not with contempt, but with this unapologetic, incredible pride. Okay, I want you to meet the most important $1.50 in all of American retail: Costco's hot dog and soda combo. That price has been locked in since 1985. Think about that. Through all the inflation, recession, supply chain nightmares, it has not changed, not 1 cent. This quote is just legendary. Apparently, when the CFO suggested raising the price because they were losing money on it, the co-founder, Jim Sinegal, his response wasn't a negotiation. It was this fierce, absolute defense of affordability. He knew what was really at stake. And that's because the hot dog isn't just some cheap food item. It's a social contract. It's this tangible, real symbol to 129 million members that Costco is on their side, that they are fighting for them. And that trust, that's way more valuable than any tiny profit margin they could ever make on a hot dog. Okay, now let's switch gears and look at IKEA. Their entire philosophy, what they call democratic design, is built on this powerful idea that good design shouldn't be a luxury for just a few people. For IKEA, a low price isn't a compromise. It's a design principle, just as sacred as the form or the function of the furniture. And man, does IKEA own this mission, from top to bottom. They are proud of the flat pack model. They frame it as the key feature that makes great design affordable for everybody. They insist on what they call aesthetic dignity, this belief that beauty isn't a luxury, it's a right. They've even turned the whole maze-like store visit into this beloved family ritual. And this is crucial. By controlling their own supply chain, they maintain operational sovereignty to fiercely defend their prices. They aren't ashamed of their model for a second. They celebrate it.
So the big question is, how can Campbell's get back on track? Well, the source material actually lays out a pretty clear, actionable playbook to move from this place of public exposure and shame to one of mission-driven sovereignty.
So here they are, the 4 pillars of that strategy. It's all about reclaiming their own story, engaging the community that's been there all along, redesigning their mission with pride, and building in some real accountability. Step 1 has to be a bold, totally unapologetic declaration from the very top. No corporate jargon, no careful language. The CEO needs to publish a manifesto, something with a title like, "We make food for people who count every dollar, and we're proud of it." Just a clear statement that says, we see you, we are here for you, and we are honored to be in your pantry. It's about consciously, actively replacing shame with honor. And look, this isn't just about morality or good PR. This whole approach, one that's centered on dignity and respect for your customer, it has a real quantifiable bottom line impact. So let's zoom out and look at that bigger picture. And the numbers? They prove this isn't just some feel-good strategy. Costco's fierce defense of its members, it translates into a staggering 90% renewal rate. I mean, that's an almost unheard of level of loyalty, and it's a bedrock of their whole business. Trader Joe's spends next to nothing on traditional ads because its loyal customers are its marketing department. And IKEA's mission-driven culture helps it keep top talent in the notoriously tough retail industry. Dignity really does pay dividends. So ultimately, what all this shows is that when you treat your customers with respect, loyalty isn't just a transaction, it compounds, it grows. Your customers become your fiercest advocates. You build the kind of trust that actually gives you pricing power when you really need it. And the best people, the best talent, they want to work for a company with a mission they can actually believe in. And all of this brings us to the ultimate takeaway from this whole affair. The most important dividing line in business today. It isn't between luxury brands and mass market brands. It's between the brands that respect their customers and the brands that hold them in contempt. In the end, every single brand makes this choice, whether they know it or not. It's a choice between serving with pride or serving with contempt. So I'll leave you with this. Think about the brands in your own life. Which ones have truly earned your trust and why?